Hi guys, my name is Clarissa and today I'll help you understand the content of Module 10. Let's take a look. You will learn a little bit about relative pronouns and relative clauses. And this first topic is connected with the last topic. Look, you're going to use the relative clauses to convey information about sightseeing. How do we create sentences about sightseeing using relative clauses? You will also learn about word stress and word combination. Okay, sorry, the combination of words. First, let's take a look at this sentence. Have you ever gone sightseeing? I have a question for you. Do you know a little bit about sightseeing? What do we usually do when we go sightseeing? Where do we usually go? Do we go alone or in groups? Okay, so the expression to go sightseeing is used when we are tourists and we go to a new place, a new city, and we visit the tourist spots. We visit the tourist attractions. Okay, so if you say you go sightseeing, it means that you go visit the tourist attractions of a city. Okay, so think about it. The last time you traveled, did you go sightseeing? What did you see? Okay, think about that. We have a sightseeing report here. You can take a look at this closely uh, later on. I'm not going to read this for you, or else it's going to be boring, and I don't want this lesson to be boring. But this is a sightseeing report. So this is a guy that traveled, okay, to a new place, and he's talking about what he saw, okay? So he visited cafes, he visited the old town square, he visited new restaurants, okay? He, he paid attention to the architecture, the atmosphere of the city, okay? So this is a sightseeing report. He's talking about what he saw when he traveled to this city. I took two sentences from the sightseeing report. The Old Town Square, which is famous for its charming architecture and vibrant atmosphere, and I found myself at riverside cafes that overlook the picturesque river. Take a look at the highlighted words. We have which is famous, and we have that overlook. What kind of information do these highlighted words bring? What do they bring? After these highlighted words, what information can be found? Okay, so which is famous, that overlook. So the person is using these words, which and that, to bring information about the places that he visited. Okay? Which, who, whose, whom, that, where, why, and what, they are relative pronouns. They are used to introduce what we call a relative clause. Okay? This clause, the sentence that comes after the relative pronouns, is going to bring more information about a person, a thing, or a situation. Okay? So when you're writing a sentence, when you are speaking, when you use a sentence that has a relative pronoun, it means that you're going to give more information about what you're talking. For example, if I say, last week I went to Jacaré Beach. Okay, I have this information, but I want to give you more information about this experience. So I can say, last week I went to Jacaré Beach, which was a great place to visit. Okay, so after which I have more information about this event. Okay, so that's why we use relative pronouns. The relative clauses, which are the clauses that come after the relative pronouns, are of two types. We have the restrictive and the non-restrictive. Pay attention to the word, okay? It helps. Restrictive, the information provided after then is essential, is necessary, okay? If you don't use the relative clauses in a restrictive relative clause sentence, you won't understand the sentence. Non-restrictive, Relative clauses, they bring additional information, extra information, and they usually come between commas or after commas. Okay, so restrictive, important, essential information, non-restrictive, extra information. Okay, let's take a look here. We have some examples for you. We have 4 sentences, and I want you to tell me, I want you to read and think for a second what type of clauses you are seeing. The person who called you is outside. Sentence 1. Sentence 2. My sister, who is a doctor, lives in New York. Sentence 3. I like the movie that you recommended. Sentence 4. The Eiffel Tower, which is in Paris, is a famous landmark. Analyze briefly, quickly, these 4 sentences. Which sentences present restrictive relative clauses, and which sentences present non-restrictive relative clauses? Think about that. I'm going to give you like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. Let's take a look. Okay, 1 and 3 are restrictive relative clause sentences. Look, the person who called you is outside. I like the movie that you recommended. If I don't use the relative pronouns in sentences 1 and 3, I probably won't understand these sentences. But look at numbers 2 and 4. My sister, who is a doctor, lives in New York. The Eiffel Tower, which is in Paris, is a famous landmark. They are non-restrictive because they bring extra information. If I don't use them, the sentence still makes sense, okay? I can still understand the sentences, okay? Now let's move on. We have the compound nouns. They are around us. We see them all the time, but we never stop to think about them, okay? They are composed by the junction. We add together 2 words, okay? And the 2 words, they form another word. These 2 words can be noun plus noun, adjective plus noun, or verb plus noun. We have airplane, 2 words, sunflower, raincoat, highway, bus stop, okay? These are compound nouns. Look, since you are going to travel, I gave you some examples of compound words that are related to tourism and traveling. Okay, we have travel agency, tourist attraction, luggage tag, okay, the tag that you put on your luggage with your name on it, passport control, travel insurance, airport security, sightseeing tour. Remember sightseeing? The activities that we do when we are tourists at a place. Okay, so we have sightseeing tour as an example of a compound word. Now, I have here a small text for you in which you can see the use of compound nouns. Okay, so we have a day at the theme park. As you can see, there are some words there that are highlighted for you so you can see the compound nouns. Can you spot them? Can you see the compound nouns in this small text? Take a close look. Okay? This is also, remember that on previous slides we saw a sightseeing report. This is also related to the theme, okay? A person, this person traveled with his or her family, and they went to a theme park. And then this person is reporting how the experience went, okay? Have you spot the compound nouns? Let's take a look at them. Okay, so we have theme park, carousel, water slides, picnic umbrella, food court, entertainment show, arcade, amusement park. Okay, they are compound nouns. Some compound nouns, they are not easy to spot because they they lose some letters when they are put together. Okay, but I have some examples for you there so you can check. Okay, now let's move over to word stress. What is word stress? In Portuguese, word stress is easier to notice because we have uh, the symbols for word stress, like acento agudo, acento grave, acento circunflexo. But in English, it's different. We don't have symbols like that. You have to pay attention to the pronunciation. So word stress is an emphasis placed in a syllable or a word, in the syllable of a word. Okay, so this emphasis is given by the pronunciation. Okay, so word stress is very important because if you don't know the word, where the word stress is, where the stress is in a word, you might have trouble in speaking that word correctly. Okay, let's take a look. We have types of word stress. We have noun and verb pairs. Look, the word stress is different depending on the word. We have record, okay, and we have record, okay. There's a difference. We have a record and a record, okay, you see? We have adjective and nouns. Conflict is different than conflict, okay? We also have adverb adjective, regularly, regular. You see, the stress falls in different syllables, and then it changes the pronunciation. Compound words also have a word stress in them. Look, teapot, okay, where you put T, teapot, okay, teapot, 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 okay. Pay attention to this, and you will see that the stress falls in different syllables, and it changes even the meaning of the word, okay, depending on the stress. Before I leave, I put there a rewind. Let's rewind, let's remember what we learned in this short lesson. We learned about restrictive and non-restrictive relative clauses. Look, he's the man who fixed my computer, restrictive, relative clause, important information, essential information. Lagoa, which is one of the most famous tourist sites in João Pessoa, is located downtown. Extra information about Lagoa, non-essential, non-restrictive. Compound nouns. Policeman, water tank, dining table. They are nouns that are formed by the junction by when we add two nouns, two words. And word stress, which is the stress, the emphasis that we put on a syllable in a word. And this helps changing the pronunciation. Okay, so we have present, okay, to present as a verb and a present as a noun. Okay, I misplaced them, but you can see present, gift, present, and present the action and a verb. You see the stress makes it different. Okay, guys, that was it for me today. I hope you have enjoyed, and good luck. Bye bye.